This little girl interrupted the court session and told the judge she was hungry. She surprised everyone. When Aaliyah appeared before the judge, the atmosphere was tense. Judge Roosevelt was known for being strict and following the law to the letter. Aaliyah, a single mother, was there because of a $200 parking ticket she couldn't afford. She tried to explain her situation to the judge, but she was nervous. The audience whispered, trying to guess what would happen. "Silence!" the judge shouted, banging his gavel. Then, a tiny voice asked for a hamburger. It was Willow, Aaliyah's 6-year-old daughter. Everyone was shocked. Normally, everyone would have laughed, but Judge Roosevelt's court was very serious. Aaliyah's face turned scarlet with shame. Had Willow just ruined her chances? She looked at Willow, whose eyes were wide. Judge Roosevelt seemed surprised, but not angry. Aaliyah leaned down and whispered to Willow that they couldn't interrupt the judge. They had hoped Willow's presence would help, but now Aaliyah feared the opposite. She was embarrassed, especially because she felt they seemed disorganized. Judge Roosevelt looked at Willow. "You asked for a hamburger, little one," he asked gently. Everyone looked at Willow. Aaliyah held her breath. Willow didn't answer. Her big eyes were fixed on a painting on the wall. Aaliyah was desperate. Judge Roosevelt didn't explode. He looked at Aaliyah, then back at Willow. The silence was heavy. Finally, the judge said, "Do you want to tell me something, little one?" Willow approached the judge's bench. "Yes, sir," she said. She explained that she was very hungry, hadn't had breakfast, and her tummy was rumbling. Aaliyah felt even more embarrassed. Her daughter asking for food while she was trying to solve a serious problem. The morning rush had been too much. They should have eaten before going to court. But getting Willow ready for school and getting herself ready for work left little time. Now, the judge might think even worse of them. But Willow's frankness was strangely captivating. Aaliyah was about to apologize, but the judge interrupted her. He told Willow that court could be a long and boring place, especially on an empty stomach. "Tell me more about these hamburgers," he asked. Everyone was surprised. Even Judge Roosevelt seemed unsure. Willow looked at Aaliyah, asking for permission. Aaliyah just nodded, not knowing what to expect. Willow ran to the judge's bench, smiling. Judge Roosevelt watched. Things didn't happen like this in his courtroom. Everyone held their breath. Was he angry? Would he punish Willow? No one expected the judge's reaction. Aaliyah's life was a constant struggle between work, caring for Willow, and surviving. Every morning was a race. Aaliyah had to give Willow her cough medicine before work and arrive on time at the bakery. She packed a small bag with tissues and candies, dressed Willow in warm clothes, and made sure she had her real cat Midnight for comfort. Unfortunately, the rush made everything go wrong. Willow was coughing in the back seat. Aaliyah arrived late at the pharmacy. All the parking spaces were taken. She saw an empty handicap space and parked there. Just a few minutes, she thought. But the minutes turned into 10, then 15. The line at the pharmacy was huge. After getting the medicine, Aaliyah rushed to the car. And there it was, an orange envelope, a $200 fine for illegal parking. Aaliyah felt a lump in her throat. $200 was a lot of money for her. She couldn't afford it. So, she decided to go to court. Maybe the judge would understand her situation. Before the trial, Aaliyah studied parking laws and prepared her explanation. She was nervous. Would the judge give her a chance? Would she be able to convince him? Her confidence almost disappeared as she entered the imposing courtroom. When she stood before Judge Roosevelt, she was trembling. She explained everything, her voice wavering. She talked about her life as a single mother, the rush to get Willow's medicine, and the illegal parking. She tried to show the judge her difficulties. Judge Roosevelt seemed impassive. He listened, but it was hard to know what he was thinking. Aaliyah was nervous. He followed the law strictly, regardless of the reasons. He usually gave the highest fines and penalties. Aaliyah saw the judge reading the case file, her heart sinking. She had prepared a good defense, But the judge didn't seem convinced. He questioned her harshly, focusing only on the infraction. She felt he would not only keep the fine but increase it. But then Willow interrupted and asked for hamburgers. Aaliyah almost fainted, but Judge Roosevelt, surprisingly, spoke to Willow gently. He asked about the hamburgers. Willow, after looking at her mother for permission, replied and explained her situation, including the story of how her mother worked hard to take care of her. Aaliyah was relieved to see that Judge Roosevelt was being understanding. He asked questions about Aaliyah's life and the difficulties of being a single mother. Willow described how much Aaliyah worked and how little time they had together. Everyone in the room fell silent. People who had previously seen Aaliyah only as someone who had broken the law now saw a single mother struggling to survive. Even Willow's revelation about Ethan's betrayal and the theft of her savings saddened everyone. Aaliyah felt a pang of pain remembering Ethan's betrayal and the theft of her savings, which made her drop out of school and have to work multiple jobs to survive. Judge Roosevelt seemed moved by the story. He did something unexpected. He asked Willow what her mother's punishment should be. Everyone was surprised. Willow calmly said that he, the judge, should decide. There was laughter in the room. Judge Roosevelt smiled. He seemed disarmed by Willow's innocence. He called the bailiff, who returned with a paper bag with snacks for Willow. "You're welcome, little one," said the judge. After the snack, Judge Roosevelt examined Aaliyah's case carefully. Her record was clean. It was her only infraction in 9 years. He decided to dismiss the fine. Everyone applauded. Aaliyah felt enormous relief. But Judge Roosevelt didn't stop there. He gave Aaliyah a list of support programs for single mothers, including free online courses. Aaliyah was grateful. The fine no longer mattered. Judge Roosevelt's act of kindness spread. The story became news. People were impressed by his compassion. Aaliyah used the help to get childcare and take the online course. She felt hopeful. The story changed Judge Roosevelt's perspective. He realized that the law should protect people, not just punish them. He saw the law as a way to help the weakest. Midnight, Willow's real cat, was nestled in her lap throughout the hearing, purring serenely amidst the drama. His calm presence and soft fur offered a comforting contrast to the tension of the situation, serving as a reminder of love and comfort in the midst of the storm. Midnight, with his large, expressive eyes, seemed to understand the importance of the moment, and his silent presence was a constant support for both Aaliyah and Willow. What a beautiful and moving story. It shows that compassion and empathy exist everywhere, even in a courtroom. Watch the next video we left for you to follow.